There we go. Hello, YouTube. Gonna do another lap session. Okay. So this time it's gonna be Bryan versus Lai. Lai himself. I think the most important part about Lai, one of the most important ones, is knowing how to deal with this right here. Whenever you get punished by this. This is one of the most important shits ever. Because this is the one part that got buffed in the latest patch. So after Lai does this, there's like a good chance... Not this. I think it's 4-1. There you go. This is coming. Pretty good chance. So you have to learn how to react to this. This is coming. Gotta launch it. And Bryan, whoever you want, you launch this shit. Right? That's a mix-up that Lai has. If you duck this, you launch it. But there's also a mid. Most Lai players use this one. 2-2. 2-2. They may finish it as well. There's a 2-2-2. So, let's see the frames on this. See that? If you guess correctly, this is also a launch. And Bryan, of course, gets shit ton of damage. Look at that. Shit ton of damage. But yeah, but there's also an option for the Lai to stop at the first 2 hits, which is what most Lai players will do. 2-2. They won't do the low. But in case they do and you duck it, you gotta know that you launch it. 2-2. The thing about this is, normally this is -12. 1-4. Normally. But you can cancel into a stance. I don't know what this stance is called. What stance is this? A 2-2 stance. Oh, he can transition into stance after this. This one. Hold forward. Ah, thank you, thank you. That's why I lap sessions with Twitch. There's not the... I don't know every character's everything, you know? So since there are a lot of viewers here, they help me sometimes too. Yeah, thank you. Let me check that. 2-2-2 forward. But the thing is, he can't block here. He can't block in that stance. Tekken 5 King, the thing is, the forward stance is -13 to 14, but he transitions into this stance, right? Not this one. Not this one. This one right here. This stance, you can't block in this stance, can he? Let me check that. Okay, I'm holding back. Nope, he can't. He can't block in that stance unless he manually transitions out of it. So I'm guessing that's still launch punishable. Unless there's like Lai shenanigans going on that I don't know about. Forward and Tiger. This, yeah, this. I think this is a Tiger, right? Or, I don't know. Down back to back. I'll check that as well. Like that. I don't think it's fast enough. But yeah, about this I told you about, right? Let's continue. Buck down. So I told you guys about this, right? The transition to this stance. This makes it safe. -4. So you can't really punish this. In this stance, you can actually block from. Wait. Like 2-2. Let me try that again. Hold back. He can block you. Shit, wait. Just like that. So it becomes safe. So you have to be careful about that. Most Lai players will transition into this stance. Because, normally it's not safe. Now it becomes -4. So yeah. But you can, like, do a low. Which will force them to, like, do something about the low. Which is a mind game of its own. So you gotta be careful about that. Of course, there's a low follow-up, which I already mentioned. But that's basically the mind game after this. After you get hit. Of course, some late players will do some other shenanigans like doing this, right? This, switch, low. There are some shenanigans like this to like change the mind game. Lei has a lot of stuff like that. From one stance to the other, you just switch like this, maybe does this. So a lot of stuff you have to consider. But the most basic thing is this stance. Most late players will do either that or this to mix you up. Okay. That's like one of the most important stuff. There's also the wall combo. Wait. I'll do the wall combo. This into this, not this. This, there you go. The stance. Then you're in a mix-up. Most late players will do either this. Wait. This stance into low. Not this. What the fuck? How's the low? I wish I knew Lei's inputs. But yeah, the low or the mid. There's basically a mix-up there. I have no clue how the low is. Four maybe? Nope, that's not the low. Crane stance, yeah. Knockdown low. That's what I mean. Just 4. This, that's not the low. Wait, let me do the move list. These kind of situations, you need the move list. Lei, man, what a character. During crane, there you go. 4? Is this it? Yeah, it is. Why could I not do it? Oh, there you go. I was entering the wrong stance. Yeah, you're correct. So this into 4. This is like the most basic combo almost all the late players do. This into this. Right. And the good thing to know about that low is it's just important to know, right? It's launch punishable. And for Bryan, since we're going Bryan can actually one standing to that. Which is of course a million damage. But the good late players will most of the time -19, yeah. Maybe hello bro, hello. I was taking a trailer, dude, I loved it. I really loved it. Okay. So, next, the other thing about that is they'll use this as a mid mix-up, right? This right here. This mid. There's a lot of follow-ups, but most of them are safe, but what you have to do is this low. You have to, what's the word? Low parry it. If you guess correctly and it doesn't hit you, you have to low parry that low. This. But as I said, most of the good late players lie. Will not even go into this stance, that low parry. Because if you block, sure it's -13, but he has even more follow-ups. So got low parry it, you get a free launch. Why not? But now to the important stuff. The very good late players after this will not transition into a stance, but mix you up like normally. They'll dash forward, maybe go into one of the stances, maybe this stance right here, this one, and mix you up. That's what the very good late players will do. They might even use like generic this, maybe hell sweep you, it depends. So you have to be ready for that. A lot of good late players will do that. Okay. Oh, and they also have an option, this is new, right? Some late players will also do this. This right here. After that wall combo, they'll go into drunken stance and mix you up, because there's a new mix-up now. Not this. It's 1+2, I think. This right here. Since this is guaranteed now, that's a real mix-up. So after that wall combo, they might do that. And some late players... Oh yeah, that's also correct. Let me showcase that. Fuck. This into this stance. Into, of course, snake mix-up. The snake mix-up is usually, as I said, this is the same stance as I covered. It's usually this or 2-2. It's basically the same thing. Or they might do. There's also another one. 1+2. This one. Since you are at the wall, most likely they will use 1+2 as the mid mix-up. This one right here. And this has high crush frames, so I would be really careful here. Look at that. See that? But this is -9. So you're gonna get your turn back. You can't get out of the wall. I would suggest to just sidestep. After blocking this, just sidestep away. Okay. What else? Yeah. Late players also really love doing this. And not a lot of people know how to deal with this right here. This is not a natural combo. It hits me all the time, but it's not a natural combo. It's -15. Oh, Bryan can't get upper. That's interesting. But yeah, I guess for Bryan, he doesn't get the instant, like, punish. Jet upper whiffs. This I didn't know. That's why we're covering Bryan. But down 4-2-1 will work. Down 2 won't even be a good option, to be honest. But down 4-2-1 I think is the best one. 4-4-2 can work as well, but it's pretty tight. If you want to punish with it. And 4-3 just doesn't work. So down 4-2-1 is your punish here. Gigas can down 2. Yes, most people can actually launch this. Okay. And also, the thing is, Lei has an option to transition into a stance after this. I don't remember the input. There you go. Like this. But the good thing is, he's a lot of minus, like that. So if you do a down 4-2-1, it's gonna be an option select. Just like that. You're still gonna punish. So down 4-2-1 is very, very good. Yeah, it gives a lot of pushback. But you have to remember, it's still -15. Some characters will be able to punish it. But for Bryan, since we're covering Bryan, I think down 4-2-1 is the best, because 4-4-2 is iffy. 4-4-2 punish there. Yeah, 4-4-2 is a bit iffy, because you may mess it up. If you do mess up and the late player ducks, you're gonna get launched. It's a bit iffy. Okay. Now this. Razor Rush. About Razor Rush. The best thing you can do about Razor Rush is try to react to whenever he goes into a stance and press a mid check. Any mid check. Like this. React, check him, so you don't get mixed up. Because these are not real mix-ups. Every time Lei goes into a stance, you have to check him. Because you have enough frames. As you see, look. 1, 2, 3, stance cancel. Plus 11. You have enough frames to check him. So don't get mixed up by this. It's the same with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, tiger stance. Just check him. React and check. But there's a one mind game with this, which is only applicable with the 4 Razor Rushes. Which is when this comes out, right? This mid. Because you might be a little bit iffy and try to punish, not punish, but check earlier than normal. This can happen. So you'll get hit by the mid. Or there's also the low. Wait, let me do the low. Shit. Fuck. I messed up. How do I do the low? That's a mid. There we go. The 3. The low. So if you try to check too early, you're gonna get counter-hit launched. That's counter-hit launcher. But the good thing about this low is, it's -17. Launch this shit. I don't know, do whatever. But yeah, if you do get the read on this low, you have to always launch it. It's very important, because if you stop them from doing the low check, that means that if you do try to check a little bit early, you won't get launched for it. You'll just get hit by this. This right here. So yeah, sometimes you just have to, you know, get your timing down on the low block. It's not fuzzyable or anything, because they're the same frames. Both of them are 21. But sometimes you gotta duck it. Get that free launch. Okay, what else? Also, this is very important to know. When lay player is back turned, they will most likely mix you up with these two moves. This or this, not this. This one right here. Back turned forward. They will stay back turned and mix you up like that. Like this. These two moves. So you have to know your punishment on both of them. This move is a countered launcher. And it's only minus 12, basically. It says about minus 6, as you guys can see. But later recovers back turned. So you have like 12 frames. So to punish this. Like, I'll demonstrate it. Fuck. Hold back. As you see, 13 frame does not work. You can just hold back, it won't work. You have 12 frames here. So for Bryan, that's a wall standing 3. So, this move is very, very good move for lay, of course, but you gotta know how to punish it correctly. And be careful when you press after it hits. He's plus 5, so if he does this into this, and you press, you're gonna get counter launched. Bomb! Yep. Now for the mid mix-up, this one right here. If they think you're gonna duck, they will do this to mix you up. This right here. And this, you gotta know how to punish this as well. By itself, it's minus 14, just like that. You're playing Bryan with jet upper those, just like that. But there's an exception. This has follow-ups. 2 follow-ups actually. One is this, a mid follow-up, mid-mid, which is minus 12. You can't punish that basically. There's no option select. It's a mind game. Minus 12, just punish it however. But there's also a high, which is this into 1. So this move has a triple mind game. One is lay player stops here, just like that. Right? Or finishes this, or finishes this. Oh, and there's also a 4th one. I almost forgot to mention that. When the lay player does this, but stays in back turn. Another one, right? When this happens, jet hopper is no longer a punish. This will not punish him. So it's a 4-way mind game, basically. You do this, hold back. This won't punish. So you can option select punish the first one with down 4 2 1. This will punish even the back turned one. But it's, as I said, a 4-way mind game, so it's a bit iffy about punishing this in general. You gotta guess if they're gonna do high, which is what most lay players will do. This high. They won't do the mid. First time they do this, most likely a high is coming. So I would just suggest ducking after it. But then, expect a mind game. Of course, duck, launch, normal stuff. That damage, man. What if you do the mid kick on block and the lower jet up will get crushed? Yes, it gets crushed because it's not a real punish. Just like I demonstrated. So if this happens, just like Zamba said, I'm gonna demonstrate that. And then this was gonna get crushed. You're not gonna get counter hit. You're gonna get crushed. That's why down 4 2 1 is really good. Of course, if you have the read on a button, you can do 4 3 to check him, 3 plus 4 to check him. Anything like that. But a jet hopper will get crushed. But yeah, the mind game is like a 4-way mind game, basically. Okay. This low, I can cover this low as well. This low is something late players do like to use as a low poke, which is pretty good, right? It is +1 for you, but it has mental frames, so I'll cover that as well while I'm at it. because of this high, if you get hit, you should be kinda afraid to press. But remember that if you see that, always duck. Always duck. But if the lane player has a habit of just not doing anything, and maybe, you know, checking you after it, something like this, I don't know, this in down forward 2, you can't press down forward 3. Remember that you're the one plus here. And as Bryan, you have a countered launcher, so it's pretty good to do. To the wall! Bum. Taunt. I messed up. So yeah, that's good to know. Hell sweep, you just gotta block it. I can't really say anything about it. But the thing is, not a lot of people know, but it's actually tracking to one side a little bit more than the other one. Wait, let me see it. Whoa. I don't think Bryan can step it. I thought Bryan can step it. Never mind, don't listen to me. Do not listen to me. I think when I labbed late last time, I was playing someone with a good sidestep. That's basically a tracking hell sweep. Yeah, Bryan cannot step that. It's basically a tracking hell sweep. Okay. Also, one very important thing. I think it's this one. Wait. This is very important to know. Late players will use this right here to enforce a mix-up. And most of the time, this is not a real mix-up. So when you get hit by this, always press. Always. Either do a low check or a mid check. You gotta always press. Because after this, lays in tiger stance and this is a mix-up. Right? And you don't want to get mixed like this. If you don't press anything, if you respect it. Look at that. Can't even step. You gotta sidewalk it. If you step it, you're gonna get hit. So yeah, I'll always recommend to press there. Especially a little down 4. But, as I said, it's Lei. Lei has a lot of mind games. A lot of always mind games. Because you can do this, not going to stance, for example. Low parry you, like this. Fuck. Like that. Not going to stance, that's one option. Or going to stance, backdash. Make something with. Make you launch you for it. Wait. Fuck. Something like this. That's why I would normally recommend something like a down 4. Something like this. Because this will even reach a backdash. Most of the time anyway. Unless something like this happens. Like that. Wait. Shallow hit. Shit. Like that. Most of the time a down 4 is decent. If you do a 3 though, or a 4, this might whiff, you get launched. So there's also a mind game here. And of course, if you don't do anything, you are in the mix. It's not like the hell sweep's guaranteed. There's this hell sweep, and there's this 2-2. 2-2, which is kind of confirmable if you ask me. Like that. It is a mid-high, just like that. But the fun part about playing Bryan here in this matchup, of course you can duck it, but if they don't finish it, this one. You can jet upper it. If they're trying to be cheeky, trying to confirm it, jet upper them. Fuck them up. So the first hit by itself, fuck, is -14. A good late player will most likely try to confirm this, just like this. And since this is -14, Bryan can jet upper it. Of course, Lei also has some other mid mix-ups, which is safer, something like this. Which is also a plus. And it's a countered launcher, wait. Like that. But the weakness to this is sidestepping. Like that. But as I said, normally I would just recommend to down 4. This is what I would recommend. Of course it's risky. It is risky, but you gotta prevent the late player from mixing you up. It's very scary. Didn't know the 2 was minus 14. Yep, that's minus 14. I usually almost always wait for the follow-up because I'm not confident in electrocuting that. But sometimes I should electrocute, to be honest. Okay. What else? I covered that. I covered that. Bryan, you can do wall standing 1+2. Oh, this. I mean, you can do that. You can also do wall standing 4, which is kind of better, right? But I'm saying to do the 4 because it has a little bit of a damage that you're gonna get for it, and it will also like get this backdash a little bit better too. Back forward to back. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. Thank you. This move, I said it has a mind game with this, right? Or just stopping into whatever. Yeah, I forgot to mention the back turn. So after this, if the lay player goes back turn, you're into another mind game basically. Lay player has a lot more plus, like 4 more frames, not 4, 6 more frames of plus. And you're gonna go into a back turn mix up, which I already covered, right? This or this. So after this move, most likely you're gonna be in a mix-up, back turn mix. So don't press anything, this will counter hit launch you. Don't press highs, because this will also counter hit launch you, or also, you know, crush it, because it's a high crush. And there's a mid mix-up with this. They can also do this as a mid mix-up, like this. But this is minus 10. Not a lot of people know this. It's minus 10. Yeah. Sidestep left block lays back turn options even after this. You sure? Because I'm pretty sure you can't sidestep left this move. It's way too fast. Yeah, you can't. Sidestep left block will not work here. He's way too plus in this situation. Way too plus. So you're generally in mix. Like this is way too fast as well. You can't sidestep it to the left. Because when Lei goes back turn, like he won't do this, right? Go into back turn instantly. You like do this into back turn to mix, or what other thing goes back turn? Some other back turn shenanigans basically. So sidestep left is a bit iffy. Not to mention he does have a tracking move. It is minus 10, but he has it. Okay, what else? And this is also a thing, but you can't. It's a back turn to mix. This is Lei's 14 frame punish. After he goes back turn, and you're in the mix up again. Like even after this, this low is so fast, you won't be able to step it. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend stepping Lei that much. You're just gonna get hit most of the time. What else? Yeah, in the neutral, it's very important to know this as well. This stance. Because Lei players will do something like this. They're gonna be in like this kind of range. And if they expect a slow move, like, I don't know, wall running 3, they might do this to crush it and launch you for it. So be very aware in the neutral what you are doing and what the Lei player is doing. Usually they will do like a haha step, I don't know how to do it. Something like that, I guess. And if they expect something slow, like a wall rank 3, as I said, they will do this, make it whiff, and launch you for it. With either that or that. Not that. I don't know the mid one, but yeah, most likely they'll launch you for it. So in the neutral, be careful about that. If you do want to go in on a Lei, good options are like Bryan down back 2, which will hit this stance if I'm correct. Yep, it will hit it. Bryan down back 2 is a very good way to go in, or any low, of course. Like down 4-2 will whiff, down 2 will whiff, but down back 2 is the best one you can do. Okay. What else? Yeah, this sidestep 4, I guess I gotta mention this as well. This is Lei's mid mix-up. Some Lei players will do something like this kind of shenanigans. Sidestep, Hell Sweep, or sidestep 4, which is a kind of a mix-up of its own. This move is really good. Of course you can step it, depending on where Lei is stepped. Like if Lei steps to the left, you can't step it to the left anyway. But it's very steppable in general. But sometimes it may track you because of the sidestep option Lei has, sidestep 4. I would be a bit careful, but it is steppable. But it's safe. The thing is, mine's safe, right? Mine's safe. So after that, you gotta... What's the word? You gotta know your options, basically. Take back your turn. 4-4-3. Yeah. 4-4-3. So this move. This move has a... I think it's a 3 or 4-way mix-up, I forgot. Dude, Lei and his mix-ups, man, I swear. So normal 4-4-3, without back turn. Minus 14, you can jet operate. Normal 4-4-3. But there's also 4-4-3 back turn, which changes frames. Like that. The thing is, jet upper is still guaranteed here, unless the Lei player ducks back turn. So this. No longer guaranteed. So the best thing you can do, for these two anyway, is a down forward 2. Just like that. Or maybe down 2. Down 2 will work as well. Both of them will be a punish in both situations. But then there's the third mix-up, which is the high. You can dick jab option select this, just like that, which will cover basically all options. And Bryan can even do down back 3, for example. But it won't cover the other options. But dick jab option select is a thing you can do. Dick jab or down 2. Wait, down 2. Oh, Bryan doesn't have a down 2. Yeah, dick jab. If you have a generic 11 frame down 2, that can work as well. But the thing is, the dick jab option select is an option select that says that you're willing to take only like very little damage for basically no reward. Like if you get hit by this, it's at least 15 damage. If you get hit by the first one, it's gonna be a normal launcher, no matter if he's back turned or not. Something like that. So the dick jab is an option select, but it also says that your reward is gonna be minimal, very little. So the Lei player may still abuse this because you're not, punishing it well. Like just the dick jab may not be enough for the Lei player to stop. But it is an option select. That's pretty good to know. Okay, what else? And there are some Lei players that do this in the neutral as well. Like the Lei player I was up against who was doing this against me. Today I was up against the Lei, he was doing this. Because I duck it a lot. This, you just gotta know it's minus 10. Can't really do anything about it. But if you do see it coming, I guess you can sidestep it, not sidestep it, but sidewalk it to the right. It's a bit iffy. Because the high will catch you. So most of the time, just wait for it and punish it, is what I would recommend. Right? Not this. The high, there you go. Yeah, the high will catch your sidestep. So most of the time, just wait for it. And then check Lei after the double high. With like a down forward 2. Which is like the best option you can do. What else? I guess I gotta cover this as well. Just down 4. I mentioned down 4-4, but I didn't mention down 4. This is minus 12. I think this move of Lei's is really good. This is a very underrated move, this down 4. Because it has a mental frame with down 4-4. But the down 4 itself is 0. This is very good. Does 10 damage. It reminds me of Fang's down 4 in a way. But Fang's down 4 1+2 is not launch punishable. That's the difference. But yeah, this is a very good move. And this is faster than Fang's down 4 as well. I'm pretty sure. Just a little bit faster. But yeah, after this, expect jabs from Lei. Or something like this to make someone whiff. So this has a mind game of its own as well. This into haha step to make something whiff. You press something, they'll whiff punish you. Or this into jab pressure. Jab into razor rush pressure. A lot of stuff. Okay. Now let's cover the stances and I think that's gonna be it. Then Lei, man. What a character. I'm pretty sure I missed a lot. Like, I didn't cover this, but I'm guessing a lot of people already know about this. Gotta duck this. And this mid, in case you don't duck it and you block this, the mid is punishable anyway. Minus 12. Okay. Now the stances. I covered this stance already with this, right? Because it transitions with this. This is snake stance. Now this. I think this is a Panthera stance or something like that. That's what it's called. Let me check it. Tiger, dragon, snake. These Panther, yeah. Panther. Not Panthera. Panther stance. Yeah, this has a mind game of its own as well. When you see Lei in this stance near you, you're in a mix basically, unless you have the frames to check him. The mix is either this, most of the time. This. Or the mid. How's the mid? Wait. There you go. Or the mid. So this low is a low high. If you duck it, it's launch punishable. Minus 32. You can delay hop kick it. Or with Bryan while standing too, which is better in my opinion. Right? But then there's this. The mid mix-up. The mid mix-up is minus 10. But if you duck, it's a normal hit launcher. Just this. But about this, very, very good late players, I see this a lot. Most late players will not do this. But very, very good late players will do this. And do just this. Swan. Yeah, exactly, Swan. Yeah, exactly that. Just this. Very good late players will do just this one. And it becomes not launch punishable anymore. So you have to visually confirm if he did the high or not. You can either visually confirm it or confirm it with a sound, because Lei makes this kind of sound. Wait. See that? He always makes this kind of sound. So you have two ways to confirm that. But yeah, without the second hit, it's only minus 12. So Bryan gets like a while standing 3 max. What else? Yeah, after that, you guys saw, wait. After this, Lei is still plus, so I would be careful about pressing there. He can check you with a lot of stuff, like jabs. You might do down forward too. You're also forced to crouch here, so it's a bit iffy. So I would just respect Lei most of the time here. If he does something way too slow, you can like challenge it while standing 3, counter it up. But most of the time I would respect it. Okay, that's for this stance. What else? I mean, late players sometimes use this as well, this low. But not that much. But I guess I'll show you guys as well. This is also minus 12. But most of the time what you'll see is this one, either the only one, or both of them. Now let's do Tiger stance, which is the most dangerous stance, the riskiest stance. It's not risky for Lei that much as it is for you. So this stance, this options, this, and this. I partially covered them when I was talking about this move right here, down forward 1+2 into Tiger. But this is a very, very good stance that you have to be very afraid of. Some Lei players will do this, and like keep in this stance. Fuck, not like that. What the fuck? Stop, Lei, stop! In the neutral. And you have to be very scared whenever he does it, because when you go in, he may just randomly do this and you get launched for free, right? And if he comes closer, he may still do the same thing, like come closer, launch you for free. Or do a mid mix up like this. Or this. So you have to know your options. So the hell sweep. Not this. What the fuck? The hell sweep. The hell sweep is an unseeable sweep. That's a normal hit launcher. But you can launch it, of course. You can also step it. But I would not normally recommend stepping, because it's very hard to step. Also, this option, right? 2-2. I covered this already. That first is minus 14, second one's a high. Stops at first, jet upper, duck, while standing 1. I covered this already, I won't keep that. Now this one. Fuck. Wrong stance. This. some lane players may use this as a keep out. If you're going in, they may do that as a keep out move. Counter launch you. So sometimes maybe dash in, bait that out, and whiff punish it. But the thing is, that move, it recovers very quickly. So you have to be quick with your whiff punishment. As you see, that was not a punish. Gotta be very quick. If you bait this out, be quick with the whiff punish. Mid parry, yes. That's also a thing. With this stance, when he's walking forward, he can parry you. Parry your highs or mids. It's not mid-high parry. Yep. In this situation, Bryan has a very good option of down 4-2 or down 2. Since it's an elbow. Like down 2, down 4-2 are good checks. Both of them are elbows and they can't parry them. If you have something with your character, you should use that. Okay. What else? I covered snake stance. This is the only stance I didn't cover, right? I think it's dragon stance. This stance is the least used stance from what I know of lays. Not a lot of lay players use this. Most of the time when they use this, they're gonna go for this counter hit stance. Not stance, but counter hit move. So let's cover that. Fuck. Oh. Damn it. It has weird timing. Is it 3? I hate delay sometimes. Labbing this character is such a hassle. I'm gonna tell you guys that. It's always a hassle. It's a 3. There you go. So if you see this, you gotta know that you can duck this hit, the last high, and launch it. Because most lay players will commit to this. You can't confirm it or anything. They will commit. So you can duck that last hit and launch it. If you don't though, Lay actually has like few options after that. This into another high. I think that's a high. Wait, let me remember. Check together. Fuck. Like that. Just like that. Oh, it's a mid. Never mind. So you have to be careful. There's a high and a mid here. Wait, let me do... So I don't struggle as much. There you go. And the low. Not the high. Low and the mid. So if you don't duck it, you can be in a little bit of a mix. The low is -12, I was just low parrying it. And the mid is safe, so you have to be really careful. This is why you redeemed it. Yeah, I mean, good strat. I would do it too. Okay, that's dragon stance, more or less. Like, this is very seldom used stance. Most of the time, that will come out. Sometimes this, which is plus. Most people do know about it though. Can't really do anything about that. This may happen as well. This low. It's unseeable low, which is pretty good from dragon stance, -13. Gotta be careful, but as I said, this stance is pretty seldomly used. The command throw, yeah, sure. The command throw here is a 1 throw. This throw right here. This is a 1 throw, and the drunken throw is 1+2. Okay. What else? Those are all the stances, right? I think those are all the stances. This character, man. I'm having a headache already. Okay, guys. It's Crane. Oh, yeah, Crane. Oh, and Drunken Stance as well. I didn't say Drunken Stance. I'm not gonna cover Crane because I covered Crane partially because of the wall combo. I said they do this into Crane. Do this. Wait. This. And mix you up with like 2 things. I won't cover Crane anymore. And rage drive. Oh yeah, I have to mention the rage drives as well. Okay, let's do the drunken stance first. Because it got buffed, I have to mention it. So drunken stance now has a mix. Which is this right here. Courtesy of newest patch, this is a normal hit combo. Knockdown. So it's a legit mix. You have to duck and stay ducking. What to do here, stay ducking, launching. But Lay player has an option to do... Wait, what's the input? I think it's 3-2. Just like that. That. If you stay ducking, you're gonna get hit. So he has a legit mix-up if you duck that. So normally I would suggest to low parry this so you don't get mixed. But that's a legit mix-up, and then this mid... Wait. This mid on block is +1 for you. It's only +1, right? You can't even punch it or anything. And the lay player can continue pressure. But also, on hit, it's a normal hit launcher. Wait. I don't know how to combo from that, but it's a normal hit launcher. You can 100% combo from that. So yeah, I would be careful. Normally I would suggest low parry it. If you can't, you have to guess. Can't help you there. So that's the drunken mix-up you got in the newest patch. Now let's go with the rage drives. So yeah, lay. Let's use our friend move list right now. So I can remember the inputs. So it's 1+4 with each stance, gotcha. So yeah, each stance has its own rage drive. First, let's cover Snake. Boom. So this move, normally lane players will use this at the wall. Or at least close to the wall, so they get a wall spot. Fuck. Block this shit. Like that. And if you are at the wall, wait. Lay has a lot of plus frames. Like a million plus frames. See that? Already +8, even without the wall. The plus frames are big. So I would not suggest doing anything there. You're gonna be in the mix after it. And it's very fast. 15 frames. Wait. So you gotta be really careful. That's the Snake one. I would suggest maybe sidestep it, but it's so fast, sometimes it will flip you. You get wall splattered and it's not worth it. Now, Dragon Stance. Boom. It's actually very similar to the Snake Stance one. This might give a little bit more plus frames, but the effect is basically the same. It's a mid-mix. You can step, but as I said, I would normally suggest stepping it because it can clip you. They're very fast. But yeah, same stuff. Heavy plus, it will wall splat you, normally used at the wall. That was Dragon. Now, I think the most used one is Panther one, so let's do that last. Crane, no one uses Crane. Now this. So Dragon, not Dragon. The Tiger one is the second most used one, I think. Tiger, Rage Drive, this one right here. They use this as a mix-up to Tiger, which is Tiger is always already a very strong mix-up, right? They'll mix up this with this. So yeah, these are very, very strong mix-ups with Rage Drive. So if you see a lay player doing this, most likely one of these are coming this or this. And the funny part is, the very funny part is, even if you block this, you're still in a mix-up because, wait, +14. Lay player is +14 there, so you're still in the mix-up. So you guessed right, you blocked the mid, right? But you're still in the mix-up. So you have to be very careful. This is a very strong Rage Drive, Tiger Rage Drive. Now let's go to the most used Rage Drive, I think. It's either this or the Panther Rage Drive, which is the most used. So let's do the Panther one. Now the interesting part about Panther one, like I already talked about the Panther mix-up, is this is the mid mix-up they will use, which I already talked about, this is -10. But with Rage, they open up a new mix-up, which is this. That's a low mix-up. Normal hit launching low as a Rage Drive. It's unseeable, 12 frames. No way you can see this. It's a pure mix. And it's a blue spark, which gives Lay, you know, another screw. Like this will be... This will still work. Yeah, I'm not a Lay player. But yeah, another screw with a lot of damage. But, now let's check the frames of it. This is important to know. I feel like a lot of people don't actually know this, right? That the move itself, if you block it, is punishable. -14. And with Bryan, that means one thing. This. I feel like not a lot of people know this. But Bryan can jet upper this on block. It's minus 14. So if you ever block it, you do get punished for it. Screw root. Yeah. I don't need to cover the screw root, to gonna be honest. But yeah, this is very important to know. The Panther Rage Drive is minus 14 on block. Bryan gets punished for it, of course. Lars will get the launch for it. And if you have a good 14 frame punish, I suggest using it. What I won't suggest using though is electricking it. Because the timing on it is very, very weird. You need to mash it out. You need to be able to mash something out. Electricking that is a little bit iffy. It's possible, but it's a bit iffy. Okay, what else? Okay situations. The thing about okay situations is that a late player will most of the time come close to you and mix you up with some lows like this. This maybe. With Razor Rush. Or go into a specific stance to mix you up. And since I covered all the stances, that's basically what you're supposed to do. And the thing is, the late player may do this as a mix-up, like knock you down, go into Tiger, and be like, be scared of my mix-up, right? And that's very, very dangerous, very dangerous. And sometimes it may be good, when you see the stance, to just stay on the ground and eat like a grounded hit of this. May be good, because you're gonna gain distance if this hits you grounded. It will be a little bit less dangerous, but you're gonna trade a little bit of your life for it, basically. Wait, where's the music? There you go. But yeah, that's the most common situation. If they do go to Tiger, sometimes it's worth staying on the ground. But okay situations in general against Lei is pretty iffy. So yeah, I don't know what else to cover. Yeah, this move. Lei's rage drives are very strong. Yeah, Lei with rage is very, very strong, in my opinion. I mean, Lei in general is very strong. Oh yeah, one more thing I almost forgot to mention. This move. This move. I don't know if you people know, but this move is a bane for me. This move is only -1, and every Lei player will do this. This right here. And you will get counter hit. If you try to check him with a 13 frame, you will get counter hit. Like that. So be careful after this. You are not in plus. It looks like you are in plus, but you are not in plus. Hell, you're the one in the mix-up. Unless you have a 12 frame mid. So doing like a low parry after it is a good option, but yeah, it's a mind game. Can dig jab? Yes, you can dig jab. You can dig jab. You are +1, dig jab will work. But I don't know if that will work. Wait. This right here. Yep. No dig jab. I would not suggest it. I would not suggest a dig jab. Fuck, man. Lei, what character? What is this character, man? Yeah, it's a mix-up, basically. So after this is a very slow move. Most of the time you can very easily sidewalk it, punish it. But if you do block it, you are gonna be in a little bit of a mix. But yeah, you can sidestep it. Just like you said, Pula. It's very slow. 33 frames. Okay, I think that's it. Most of the things I did cover. Oh, there are some mix-ups from here as well. That's like most of the time it's like a pure mix-up of a low or a mid. What else? Or jab check. Yeah, or jab check. It's very slow. Same thing here. Yeah. But to go into like further detail, I would suggest like asking a late player for stuff like this. Like, I'm not a late player, right? I do know some stuff, but I'm not a late player. A late player knows a lot of stuff about this character because I doubt I can be here the whole day and I doubt I'll be able to cover the character. I doubt it because that's how many things this man has. This man is a very good character, very underappreciated character in my opinion. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. Like Bryan doesn't have too many options against Lei, like specific options. Unless you count like Jet Upper. Yeah. How many moves does Lei have? Sure. I'm gonna end the vid by showcasing Lei's move list. Look at this. We're gonna be here a while. Give it like a minute. There you go. 174. There you go. 174. Yeah, imagine that. Some fighting games don't even have that many moves. You can name a fighting game, it won't have 174 moves. But the one character in Tekken does. That's funny. But yeah, this is gonna be the end of the vid, guys, and thank you for watching.